Fire Freddy. If you know what we pray, Fire Freddy. Fire Freddy. Fire Freddy. Fire Freddy. Fire Freddy. See bestie, the bestie don't feel my bestie, the bestie da la bestie, fire Freddy. I say, see bestie, bestie wanted to every fire Freddy. I hear them say they want me go, I say, So they say they want me go, I say, So French-Elena, So French-Elena, So French-Elena, French-Elena, see bestie, the bestie don't feel my bestie, the bestie da la bestie, fire Freddy. I say, see bestie wanted to every fire Freddy. They won't step on my blessing, but God get a freaking hot. They won't call in my blessing, but God get a freaking hot. Friendship, come see Papa T friendship. I don't want no back for friendship. Wangolo, I hear them say they want me go, I say, I hear them say they want me go, I say, So French-Elena, So French-Elena, So French-Elena, French-Elena, see bestie, the bestie no prepare my bestie, the bestie da la bestie, fire Freddy. I say, see bestie wanted to every fire Freddy. He's the young king.
Okay, welcome to Groove 106 FM. My name is Gibson Juru, and I'm here again for another production of our program. We will discuss both national and regional issues, especially issues concerning Grand Jeda County. We'll play one more song, and then we will start, and we'll be expecting our guest tonight. We hope you'll be part of the process. Um, let's play something from the Ivory Coast.
Switch to Chrome to securely store your passwords, so you can sign in with just a click. Faster, safer.
Let's play some song from the Ivory Coast, and we will be. Okay, we stop the music and we go into our discussion. We are expecting our panelists to be here, and whenever they come, they will join the conversation. But I believe either all of them or some of them will come here tonight. Tomorrow, we will be hosting Mr. Eric Korn here. Mr. Korn will be with us tomorrow, and we'll talk about the convention. We are doing the post convention analysis. We will also have some members of the Eminent Council. We invited some of them, but they said that they are having their meeting tonight, and after the meeting, it will be an appropriate time for them to be able to discuss the issues concerning the convention, their involvement, and how they feel with the outcome of the convention and all of that. So we are waiting on their meeting tonight, and then we invite the members of the Eminent Council as well. But Mr. James Uboti is going to be here on Friday. He and I talk, and he's agreed to be here on Friday. We'll discuss. James Uboti will be able to express himself on how the convention went, what he feels went wrong, what he feels went well, and he will be here. So we have Eric on tomorrow, Thursday. We have James Uboti on Friday, and I believe some members of the Eminent Council will be here with us. We are making preparation to bring in Madam Poah and Mr. Botetayo at one point all the time. And we're not going to bring it on the same platform. We're going to bring one of them either first and then the other one comes second. We're going to be talking to prominent Granadian opinion leaders. We're going to be talking to all of them to make sure, let's get to the bottom of everything. Let make sure that we discuss other issues. Look, I was just telling somebody this evening, and the person said, And that this is something I just want to say. A person asked me, look, so Gibson, what you guys gonna do now? You went to the convention and nothing happened. You made a complaint and nobody listened to you. And what I said was very simple. We will talk to the board. We will write the. I personally, I'm in a position to write the board and ask them to remove the impeach because I have a lot of skills. I have a lot of skills. I have a lot of experience, and I have stuff to contribute to the organization. Why would I be barricaded by 4 years just because of my pride? The convention could not make a decision on our case. That means the board decision stood. Was the final. And if it is the final, the only thing I can do is to engage the board and see if they can find reasons to remove the 4 years impeachment ban. Because once you're impeached, and well, tell me, guys, let be honest. Am I going to go to the next convention and complain again because of this? And I'm not going to sue anybody anyways. So I'm not going to sue them because they didn't hear my case at the convention or at the conference. So I go to the court and say, I want you to do what? Restore me as what? The election time is over. The convention is over. So this is called it's called estoppel. You know, you can't do anything that you should have done before the result was obtained. This is estoppel. I can't go and sue and say, you know what, my rights were violated as the election commission. They removed me illegally. Therefore, I want the election commission I want the court to restore me to what? Restore you to what? Restore you to what? What are they going to restore you to? You're not going to be election commission anymore. And if the court say, all right, they violated your rights, so we cancel the board decision. Then what? Then are you going to be election commission? So I'm not going to waste my time with people calling me. Let's show lesson to the board. No. At this point in time, I'm not in a position to show any lesson. In the future, if it happens again, there will be other action that I can take. But at this point in time, I'm not in a position. And Gabriel, I was trying to send you the link to see if you can come on, but I just stopped short of it because I didn't call you. I usually call people, but if you want to come on, you can indicate that, and we can discuss other aspects of our. Because we're all discussing tonight. I think the topic is very clear. Let me see what the topic we are discussing tonight. Tonight we are discussing about the way forward. What are we going to do? I mean, what challenges that Madam Poah has before her. We want to look at the challenges she has. And if we discuss the challenges, then we also want to discuss the next convention. How are people going to go to the convention? What are possible things that could stop people from going to the convention? And if those things are bigger than the convention, can we encourage people to go to the convention and forget what has happened? What happened to the voter group, the voter supporters? How are we going to encourage them to go to the convention and not lose faith in the organization? Because election has consequences. I always tell people, even beside the fact that I was a commissioner, election has consequences. People lose and people win. Sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it. Sometimes people, in fact, national election, people claim that Donald Trump still claims that the election was rigged. Donald Trump is still claiming in the United States today that his election was rigged. Okay, so election have consequences, and so what are the ways that we can engage the voters, for supporters, and Mr. Birthday himself to attend the convention that is in Fargo, North Dakota, so that we don't have a poor attendance, which will signal a kind of divide in the Grand Youth Association. To be honest with you, if the convention in North Dakota is poorly attended, there will be no reason for that, because Sioux Falls is right here, Iowa is right here, Minnesota is right here, and we even have Colorado not too far away from us, Chicago not too far away from us. All of these people can just drive here. Missouri not too far away from us, Kansas City not too far away from us. we can all just drive here and make this convention a great convention, but what are the challenges? How do we get to that point? And so I will have my panelists tonight. I will have Mr. Otello Brown is coming up tonight, and I'll have Mr. Otilvio Gamer is coming up to discuss his new chapter and what are the challenges he is facing. He could face in his chapter. So, like I said earlier, I am in the process of writing a letter to the board, requesting them to pleading with them to, and that's the exact word I'm going to use, pleading with them to lift the impeachment ban. I don't see the reason why after the convention, after all the fights, there's nothing to fight for anymore, and I think the board can see reasons to just lift the ban and lift this impeachment, and we move on. We all have all lots of stuff. We got so many things to do. We can't be barricaded by a simple. We can't let our ego overtake us. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So this is where I'm going to stand on that. And between now and tomorrow, I will let you know if I wrote the letter. If a lot of people have engaged me for different reasons. I, I'm a kind of person. I'm a pragmatic person, and the thing they call pride is not in my life. I don't believe in pride. You want to let your ego take the better part of you. Nigeria is bigger than us. Whatever that was done is done. As a matter of fact, the board decision is final because the convention did not see take care of our issue. So the board decision is final. So if the board decision is final, so what am I fighting for now? If I want to be proud, I want to let my ego take over. Mama Kaufman said, now that you are talking, Gibson, that's what I like about you. Okay. No, I mean, to be honest, German, I can't let my pride to take the better part of me. All the people on the board, they are all Grangians. First of all, like somebody myself was talking, the person said, you can't leave from here and go to Lofa and become a Lofin. I will always be a Grangian. I will always be the kind of person, even if I decide not to write a letter for them to remove the impeachment, I will always be a Grangian. But in the next 4 years, and if I have something to do, if I'm capable of doing something, and I'm barricaded because of something petty that we all can just move past. So don't be surprised if you see Prince Double put a big headline, Gibson begging for mercy. Don't worry about that. I'm okay with that. I'm Gibson begging for mercy or whatever they want to say. Gibson down on his knees or whatever they put. And I will, when you put a headline, Gibson beg for mercy. I'm gonna go right on that. I'm gonna go right on that show and call in and deal with him too. Yes, that what we do. He deal with me. I deal with him too. So don't be surprised if you see BB headline coming up from Mr. Prince Double. But look, let's say the issue we brought. There are two things we want to talk about tonight. The first one is now what? So the election is over, the convention is over, and Madam Poah is president. How does she bring? What are the challenges that she has? What are the challenges, and how does she go about overcoming these challenges? And not just by they won't go, let her go, or I don't care about them. Like I don't care. They want to do anything, let them do it. They want to leave, let them leave. Any other people leave, and we stay the same. It's not that kind of posture. Not that kind of posture and say, well, we don't care about them. Let them die in here. Michael be laughing. Let them cry whatever they want to cry. We don't care about them. Yeah, Michael be laughing because print the ball, put one because once you get that letter, maybe the boy is sneaking to him too because the politics now. They get it, you put a Gibson on his knees or Gibson beg. Let me begin. They begin using my own strategy against me. I don't have problem. Let me go ahead. But so the serious part is that how do how do how do we move past this animosity that was created? And I usually think that it is artificial because Granjinians is not really against each other. You know, and I know we're not against each other. We are not. I mean, there might be situations where we will force, where we disagree with each other, where we do something that will hurt somebody's mind or somebody's feelings. But at the end of the day, we are all Nigerians, and we have to be belonging to something. So Edith Poah has as a president now, and I'm not going to, and I'm not. I can tell you I already said it 2 days ago. I am the one who's supposed to now behave myself because the convention is coming in my city. I cannot be one of those people who will say I reject Edith Poah. I am not in. I'm not there. I'm not there at all. I'm not there. I will work with the administration, whatever way, even to talk or to encourage people. If I don't have to take any position, and I don't even know they're not even thinking about giving me position. So let's just move past that. They got a lot of people who can work in the administration, but let's just pass that. But I can talk, I can come on my show, encourage people, and work in the chapter to make sure that the convention is successful, that we people come here and see a high level of preparation and organization. Unless I'm not part of it, unless I'm not here, I travel, which is fine. But once I'm here, I will participate in any way the Grand chapter leadership here asks me to do. So I'm not going to go to the convention and come and be screaming, either you are illegally elected, either you are illegal. No, no, no. Listen, I passed that point. I passed that point. Not that I'm afraid or something. You guys know I'm not afraid of anything. But I'm being very rational here. What good is it going to do me? I mean, but how far am I going to take it? You know. So sometimes you do something, and in the long run, you may not know how it affects you in the long run because people can hear and say, "Oh, so that gives in America they're trying to destroy their community." They don't even know the nitty gritty of the issues. They make their own decisions. You will take years and years and years to explain your position. Listen, let me tell you one thing. Bacchus Matthew died trying to explain to the Liberian people that he did not say he would sell rest for $9. What Bacchus Matthew said then when we were following, because I was one of the members of POST, we used to go there. I was a little boy, but we used to go there. He said the Togo government carried the rest price up to $26. He said you are buying the rest from Malaysia for $13. You can sell this rest even $9. I mean, you are buying the rest from Malaysia $9 per bag. You can sell the rest even $13 and still make profit. The Togo government people change it around and say back on Matthew say the rest is $9 and you will sell rest $9. Back on Matthew died explaining that he did not say that. And today you go to Liberia and ask people to say back on Matthew say you're going to sell rest $9. Our people, they don't get it. They don't sometimes get it. It takes a long time before they can understand where you come from, what you stand for, and what you mean. I'm not going to be misunderstood. I'm going to be very clear. Any Nigerian look at me, you can read me and know that I'm honest with myself. Honest with myself. Look, that's why people, if we are discussing something, if you say something to me, once I know you are right, I agree right away. I don't want you to go far. Even when I say something on the air and somebody disagree with me and say, no, what you say is not true, and you make your point and I agree, I'll tell you, say, I yield to the point. And I did that many times because people make mistakes. Sometimes you're talking, you say something else. Many people are not able to agree with the other people when they are right. Many people, they are not able to agree with other people when the people make sense, when they are right. Or when they say something that makes sense to them, they try to find a way to beat that sense back and don't want to take it. Not me. I'll tell you, I agree with this point, or I was wrong at this point. I told my wife this morning when I was sharing when I was talking about, I think my wife or somebody was talking, I think it's my wife or somebody was talking, and I said, look, I'm gonna write a bill to play with them to remove the ban. And she asked, she said, but why are you doing it at this time? We just came from the convention. I said, well, the convention was supposed to discuss our issue. We put we wrote the administration, we wrote the convention through the administration. The administration did not put the issue on the floor. We did not discuss it, and the convention is over. The election was held. Somebody else is president. We didn't conduct that election. At this point in time, I don't see how I got a fight. I lost the fight. I lost the fight. When you lose the fight, that's not all fight you win. And there are not even some battle that are worth fighting. There are some battles that you don't want to fight. That's why you saw me when this whole issue. You don't see me go on print double show or go to. In fact, I refuse to host my show. If you guys realize that, I refuse to host. That doesn't mean I'm not able to host my show and blast people and say all kinds of things and what I want to say. I decided not to host my show. I decided to leave it alone, and I appear on print double show or Mr. The PA president, Mr. Freeman show, to express myself. Because if I were using my own show, I would be carried away by emotion, and I would say something. They say, "Oh, Gibson, what bad muffin somebody." I'm not going to say anything evil about Madam Poah and her team. I'm not going to say anything evil about Edith Poah as an individual. I'm not going to say anything evil about Omega Color as an individual. These people do not hate me. They don't, do anybody think that Omega Color really hate me? You don't want to see the ground I walk on? Or Iricon hit me, you don't want to see the ground I walk on? No, it's not so. They took decision based on their understanding of the issue. I differ with them. The reason I differ with them, and I expressed the reason I differ with them, that didn't materialize. Their decision is now final. So I told her, I said, their decision is final. I have no fight to pick. If I want to fight, it will be another time, but not this one. This one is done. I'm moving forward. I'm not going backward, and I'm not going to stand. I'm not going to act like I don't know how to even put it, but I'm not going to be like I'm fighting. What am I fighting for? So yeah, we will do that. We will do that. But what we're going to be concerned about is what we're going to be concerned about. What we're going to be concerned about is for us to find a common ground by which we can move forward holistically. Okay, we can move forward holistically. But let me bring my panelists on. Welcome, Mr. Quilly.
Thank you. How you doing?
It look like you are tired this evening.
Very, very, very tired.
Okay, so let's look. I know you have a different perspective about the election. You made your position clear and everything, but I still want to ask, and I still want us to discuss tonight. What are illegal or illegal to you? Legal or illegal to you? Edith is going to go to the next convention as president. So, what are the challenges that she would have to face, and how do you think those challenges can be overcome?
Thank you again, Gibson, for this show and having me as one of your panelists. I just want to say one thing here tonight before I go on to answer your question. I want to let our listening audience know that in any situation, GGAA must, be our supreme target that the organization survives. My position is very clear. I disagree with the sentences of Edith Poah to the presidency of GGAA, but for some reason, they were able to outmaneuver us. And at this time, we have no way of going back, or how do I say, having another election at this time. what I've decided to do is to look forward and see plan modalities on how I think the best can be done for the county. So I've made several posts that said that 2 years is just 2 years. You know, what is not done right is not done right at all. So what we can do now to make the organization better, we just got to be patient, wait. A lot of good things are coming up. The board elections coming up, and in Fargo, right in your backyard. And we got to start planning. We got to start planning. You know, my goal at the time when we were going to Iowa, I made it clear my goal was to get rid of this particular national board of directors, because I feel, from my understanding, they have been our Achilles heels. They have been the troublemaker, the rabble rouser in this community. So I'm hoping in the next year or so we'll find a solution how to get rid of the board here. There are some good things in our newly drafted constitution. Hopefully we can find a way to bring that constitution around, because the constitution calls for only bachelor's degree people that when you have bachelors, you have to have bachelors to be on the board. And I know when the thing comes to the fore, when that thing is adopted, I can assure you that 99.9% of the people that will be living there. Very few on the board. And that is the right move. That is the right way for us to do things. No more for us to be making noise here, all in the polling. You know, I will give my support to Grand G there. Whenever there's an occasion or when there's a situation, I will pay my dues. But I know my position. I will say it, that it is not my president, but we have to, in order for the organization to function, we have to all rally around the organization. And that has nothing to do with Edith Poah. Now, the way forward, you ask a question, you ask what are some of the complications, or what are some of the hurdles, or what are some of these the hindrances that we give up, or Edith reign tough time. I think one of the fundamental issues that's she's going to face is that this was what we've been pleading for, the popular mandate. We've been crying for popular mandate, because if you have the popular mandate, people will come around you, and that's how the community generate funds. But wherein people feel disenfranchised or people feel left out, they will be very weak when you have any show to go there. That's what I pleaded to the lady for. Mama, listen to me. This thing is your thing. One of the most popular gentlemen in the race who I saw that was going to get relegated hard time, they disqualify him. My little brother who just came on here tonight, Otago Gamer. So you have a good chance. Take your time.
So if Otago Gamer are going to win the show?
Or my picking are going to lay the woman down flat. Trust me. No, but I saw the thing.
So the boy. Go ahead.
Yeah, the woman was going to. Let's see. That was the fear. So I saw it. I saw it from Arizona. I saw the woman, the man got one day.
Why do you think Otago Gamer are going to win? Why do you think we're getting support from?
From, listen, there are almost like dozens of ladies out there that have their tentacles in all the states that are supporting the man. Kentucky alone, the men were going to bring Kentucky were bringing 2 buses. Arizona were coming. Minnesota, you have Joel Kumafele right here. Well, all the people. Then the man got GGAA, Iron Lady behind him, Vero Khan Davis. You know where Vero goes? 90% of GGAA people follow. So you see what I'm telling you? I'm just laying you on the roadmap.
And she had Josephine Slew, the Queenable daughter.
The Queenable daughter. Very active. So you see it? That's what I'm telling you about. So
But
I told
the man is a chapter president. The man is absolutely qualified now to contest.
yes. So we'll be patient. Let either have a cake and eat it. We're not going to fight either. You know, I'm not going to go back on social media. You know, I was angry and I feel aggrieved. My anger stems from the fact that as civilized people, as educated people, Nigerians shouldn't be looked down upon because whenever we go about these things, people make mockery of all. You know how people used to talk about in the community. Now that we're making progress, we shouldn't fall back on our progress. We should learn to join the committee of organization by doing the right thing. But the bare face or illegal constitution, I mean, I talked to one of my close friends today. She said, Bobby, you just mellow, mellow down. I said, I got you. I'm going to mellow down. I don't want to really to get all these things. I'm looking for the way forward. Either one, it is up to either. It is on her conscience to live with the illegal presidency. That's her call. That's not my call. I'm not going to fight it. I will do everything to support the organization. But you just know that. And I will live with that tomorrow. So that it is what it is. But I can assure you that the way forward is for us to plan better how to go to Dakota and put things into place that will pave the way for peaceful election in the next 2 years. For us to put into place how for us to get rid of this particular board of directors that have been causing us so much pain in the community. That's what we need to do. You know, you will not see Bobby to come on here again and Lambasi Ide got her thing. Let's go with it. It is up to her how she want to be termed or how she want to be viewed in the community. That's what I want to say. Gibson, you're not audible.
Let's go to Octavius Gilman. Who you said was going to win? Octavia, were you going to win?
100%.
Why were you depending on? What's your base?
First of all, let me say thank you. Let me say thanks for inviting me again and on your platform. And let me take this time for the second time to congratulate our national president, Mr. Edith Poah, and her team and Isaac. And I pray that you guys will do the work. And I encourage all Grandidians to work with Mr. Poah and her team and to accomplish whatever dream or goal they desire for our county and our people. And I look forward working with Post team and to the 40th. And I pray that God bring everyone together because it will be in the interest of our people and our county. So moving forward now, I know we based on your question, there were no doubt the Amoenon team headed by Gilman and my VP Sulu. We had our plan layout. Like my brother said, when I first started in the race, you saw me from state to state. I needed to talk to those Grandidians that led the organization for years. That was our target. After that, the second target, when I listened to their plea, I listened to the cry, I listened to the concern, they needed leaders. They needed somebody to go and talk to GGAD people. And who best to do that? Well, Gilman. And so now our second focus was data. Data is very important to me. I'm a computer tech by profession and a businessman. I focus on data. So the first thing we needed to do is to see exactly how many Grandidians were in this country. And based on our data, we are looking at almost close to 82,000 Grandidians. And why when we go to convention, we get only maybe between close to 5,000 to 6,000. That was a problem. So I needed to know exactly why they left the organization, why they were not interested. So when we got that, we begin to go to state that we know that those people can travel. And you can ask Training Talu, you can ask Monu Talu, and they're here for the convention. You can ask Josephine Che, all those people. That was my first state I went to, and I told them that I cannot win this election without the convention coming to Des Moines. They said, "But we fell up. We don't want to be part of this." I encouraged them to go to Missouri, and I nominate Des Moines. Madam Edith Poah. I choose Edith Poah. When Josephine Cherry came to me, she said, "Look, Ortega, I need Poah to be on a commission." I said, "I don't know her. She's not for me." She said, "Look, trust me, take my word for it." And I took her name and tell my people to vote for her today. And my brother Stanley Flan, I did. Training Talu came to me, he said he for us. And Stanley Flan, exactly. I did. So look, and then the numbers will begin to our numbers. When we look at Phoenix, Arizona.
Otavia, one point. Mr. Jeru.
Yes.
There is a Lydia Doe Harris that I try to know the veracity or the authenticated person. This person is not a genuine person, or the council insult people. I think for the peace and respect of this platform, I think you should to block this person.
Yeah. I will check her out.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So I will say thanks to all our supporters around the country. May God bless you. Thanks to every one of y'all that believe in Tim Amoenu. Will always be there. Make you proud. You did it for us, and you continue to do. I want to take this time on behalf of the team, Josephine Sulu, Jenkins Guia, Joetta Napoa, I want to say thank you for supporting us. Look at Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix, Arizona. We have 8 names. And there were not election time at that moment. Amarillo, Texas. We have 63. Not election. Amarillo have 3 buses already on deck. Missouri. My own man. Etokwe pledge, based on the number that she put her team together, Etokwe were bringing 3 buses. Etokwe increased Etokwe female that she had in Des Moines. I mean, in Philadelphia, Granite in Philadelphia, they had their own meeting. They said that, look, we needed 2 long buses to take people from Philadelphia. We're in charge of that. Then let's go to New York. So based on those numbers, Ohio had 29. So based on those numbers, we knew, and look at, I knew that I was coming to win. Minnesota. Max Sandy was granted. Max Sandy was granted in that state. We're trying to mobilize people, having meeting at the house. So we were 100% sure that we're winning the election. But thanks to you, thanks to Otero Brown, y'all did extremely well. But you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited that my brother Bobby, and you know, look, I listened to Bobby last night, and our president, I would jump on the phone. That would be my first thing I would do. I would jump on the phone and make sure, not my vice president, not my secretary, you know, but as a president, and call Bobby and say, "I'm sorry. I understand your concern. You are right. Regardless whether I'm president or not, your qualm 100% accurate." Because when we look at that, the board have the right to dismiss y'all. It's true, but they don't have the right to appoint. Bobby's argument is 100% right. So if our president, and last night, and I will address that and say, "Bobby, please, let's move on." You know, and I just pray. I listen to her tune now. Thing that men go through. The man's the leader. Who would want to be president in this community? And I'm fighting to seek this man advice.
Is this the team for next year?
No, I'm one who will choose the leader. The thing is that I'm one who will choose the leader. I'm one who will choose the leader. That,
Is this the team that coming?
But be sure that picture to get in.
Don't worry, I got a picture. Don't worry, I got a picture.
No,
Is this
I'm
the? Oh God!
No,
Everybody is talking about that team, so I don't know how you're going to what to call you, but people say that the team that you're working on.
no, I'm excited. I'm excited that we saved the organization. It was a beautiful day. I began to receive call that Saturday, morning from Liberia, and it was shameful. But Grenadians came back on the Sunday and said, "Look, we are better than this," and we did exactly what our enemy thought we couldn't do to save our organization. And I'm excited. I just pray that every Grenadian will work with Edith Poah and her team, and I believe we will do, and to make sure that she succeeds.
Okay, so let's talk. Before I go back to Bobby, I want you to talk about the challenges that Edith face.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
it-
What do you think are the major challenges that she faced that she need to work on?
Edith, our national president, Mr. Poor, she will have to, number one priority will be how to raise funds. One, I know people will say you will have to unite the people. Grenadians are not leaving the organization. You saw it. Grenadians are not leaving. Listen to my brother Bobby. They're not leaving. You can do that, but the idea you will have to deliver. How can you deliver without money? So you will have to reach out. Who you know have the know-how to raise the money, because there are people who out there. They want to see if you're capable. If you can deliver, how? That would be her number one test would be for cheerleading. And you know that exactly where Grenadians begin to know if you're a leader or not. And based on my insight, she having a problem with that. So it's just difficult. Her hand is full, and I pray God continue to bless her and surround her with people who have the community and the interest as her, to save the organization. And I pray that people like you can be around her to guide her. But a lot of pieces, right now, it's moving, and she has to jump on it as soon as possible. If not, that train will be out.
Okay. Otavio, so before we leave, tell us a little bit about your chapter before we go. I know the board chairman made an announcement that your chapter is now, I think, they're complete or something like that.
Let me say thank you. It was a misunderstanding, but it was all politics by our vice president, and he did that intentionally. I can say that, and this is what happened. You were one of those, and let me say thank you too, as a mentor on establishing the
Right.
Michigan chapter. Yeah,
Right.
and so I want to say thank you for that. So I had the document set up 2 months when I was disqualified for that particular reason. So I wanted to change the whole composition from the convention to Michigan chapter. So I waited 5 minutes going into the news that Michigan. So I called the national president. Honestly, he is the
So you
national
already have your list of the 15 people.
everything. So I had the document, I had the board, I had the names of the 5-man team, the 15-man team, the 300, everything set. 2 months when you start advising me on those things. So we had it. but I wanted Grangians to go with Michigan chapter to our convention. So I waited 8 minutes or a few minutes before Friday when everybody was talking about the convention. So I changed the whole discussion. So I called the national president and said, look, Michigan is ready to file the paperwork. The national president said, send me those documents and send your fees. I send the documents to the national president. I send the $300. I send the 15 names that needed to be sent. I send the 5-man leadership team. I send our board member, all to the national president. Where do I have to do again? He said, I will send it. I asked for the board. He said, I will send it to the board. So the president called on print double show, announced it. We got into the hall. The president, everybody called the chapter president to be seated. We all. And he did everything Friday night. Saturday, our current vice president, choose to play politics. And he said, when I even nominated, you can hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, our vice president was there at that time. The national president even called me on stage. He accepted it, he was there. But when they get the vice president, Isaac, the microphone, for whatever reason he wanted to play, and he said, I cannot nominate or I cannot accept the request for Michigan chapter because the paperwork are not in. And don't forget, at that time, Isaac was the acting secretary. So you expect those things to already for them to know. But that's politics Isaac was playing. So when I heard that, I approached the board chairman and the president. The president said, no, don't do that. The Michigan chapter paperwork are in. He told the secretary, I said, then why did you do that on the floor? So I said, look, don't push me to the extent that it will make national news. I don't want to do that. I accepted too many things, but this I would not accept it. And then the national president said, look, if the man paperwork in, then why did you announce that Isaac was still going on, doing her own thing? The secretary told him to apologize, to go back. And Omega, the board chairman, told him, said, but look, if this man paperwork is in, why you guys have to make that particular statement? Isaac was doing his thing. And the board chairman called me and he said, look, I'm going to take the microphone and make the announcement, and we left it. So everything was done.
Okay, at that moment. Thank you very much, and welcome to the Grand Jury Association leadership. As president of a chapter, you have a very great task in our chapter. Let me go to
when you call him my name. When you call him my name, please call me Play.
I'm going what?
Play.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Let me go to, before I go to Levi, Kine, and Francis, Francis D. I want to go to Basi first. McCavin, you are on mute. So, McCavin, tonight you are one of the supporters of Edith Poah, even though you expressed some misgiving for what happened from the beginning and everything, and you have been advocating for everyone to get back into the fold and go to the election. I think that was your argument, your wish at the time. If I'm wrong, you can correct me on that too. But right now, we are talking about the challenges that Edith will face in terms of bringing the organization together. Now, somebody said here, let me read a thing for you to give you an idea of what other people are thinking. Somebody said she needs to unity. He said she needs to unite the organization. That's what I was looking for it, but I just want to quote it. So tell me, how is she going to overcome the hurdles? What she needs to do?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Jeru. It is always a pleasing pleasure to come to the platform to advance our ideas on the way forward for our most precious union. Before I get to the question, I want to first and foremost congratulate Mr. Gilmer on the creation of the new chapter in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
While we are excited about the possibility, of growth in that chapter, we have some fundamental inquiries about the creation of the chapter and the grounds or the events that led to the creation of the chapter. We see that he professed himself, or at least has announced himself to be the president of that chapter. But I'm not sure whether there were elections that were conducted or how he ascended to that position, of such eminence that requires at least one to excel to that through a process of elections. So I will hope that we can access the electoral records, from the proceedings that happened in Detroit, in order for us to legitimately refer to him as the president of the chapter. And to also take it a little bit further, you see, we live in a community where people act as Americans, where they practice polygamism, but they preach monogamism. They profess to be purveyors of principles in the rule of law, but they frown on common sense when those ideas are advanced. From the genesis of this controversy, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I believe I made the most logical proposition in all of this debacle. But my request or my suggestion was overruled by the loud noises in the market that did not bring any idea to the table. As a result, we now find ourselves where we are today. And instead of us analyzing the process along the way that brought us here, we now are looking at the outcome. If we continue to show this level of obstinate behavior, where as long as the idea is not from me, that means the idea does not have currency, this community will fail to tap into the diversity of our heritage. We have too many expertise in this community that because of hate and envy, we're not being able to tap into. In the coming days, much like when Fred William won the elections in 2015, I authored an article called "What Fred William Must Know." I will search for that article, and when I'm releasing the article under the same title, "What Edith Poah Must Know," or at least "What Edith Poah Must Do," I will just post those two articles so you can see the line of reasoning that informs those positions. In our community, we do not internalize the issue of electoral politics the way it's ordained by democratic tenets. So that after elections, people who lost the elections, or at least people who were opposite to the develop candidate, see themselves as victims and not as victors. Because no matter who wins, the community, or at least the union, stands to benefit from the fact that we were able to go through the rigor of electoral politics. So in order for Edith Poah to succeed, some things are quite obvious, like the division in our community, the notion of the GGAA, GGAD divide, the current lawsuit in the case against Fred Guia and GGAD, the 40-member board of directors, the lack of adherence to our constitutional provisions, the passions and pageantries that too often skew, or at least obscure our eyes from seeing the truth. These are things that Edith Poah must address. And I think like that, Mr. Yuba said it best. If Edith Poah is to succeed in this community, she must be an advocate, or she must practice transparency. She must adhere to the rule of law. She must not see herself as the Lord, instead she must see herself as a servant. Our community has been baffled by so much storms that too often now we're getting used to the quarrels and not the love. When you see our discussion nowadays, you do not see love coming from our mouths or our conduct as brothers and sisters. All you see now is hostility and aggression. So if Edith Poah is to succeed, she must go back to the basics to understand the reason why GGAA was funded.
You think Edith Poah will engage the Boteta and his supporters by any means? She has the zest. She has what it takes to be able to go across the aisle and engage Botitaya and bring them over. Does she have it?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I should say is the same zest, the same eagerness, the same passion and willingness to do everything that she showed to arrive at this position of prominence must be matched by similar action in leading this community. I hope that nothing will be too big for her. Botitaya, Fred Guya, Egwasi Menye, Jinji Boti, these are all stakeholders in our community who command a huge following. You cannot alienate any of them and think you will succeed. GGAA is a family-based institution, so that approach must be cardinal in order for us to succeed. She must reach out to them and encourage them to come on board to serve in whatever capacity that meets their qualification or their expertise. But if she is to succeed, unity, honesty, transparency must be the hallmark of the day. The last time on Queen of Show, you were to accuse her in the Collins administration of not making financial report. As a critical supporter of her, I compel her to come to the platform to address that issue. She did, but not so thoroughly and not to my satisfaction. If she is to lead GGAA to noble heights, financial accountability must be cardinal. Unity and peace must be cardinal. The inclusion of all Nigerians, all stakeholders, no matter what the person profess, act antagonistically against you, but now you are leader now of this community, you are the head. So therefore, you must put every pride aside to reach out to any and everyone to make this thing work. For me, I am tired of a set of two GGAA in the diaspora. The GGAA, I think it has outlived its usefulness because we as a people, we fail to act like men of consequences and men of conscience. So much so that this thing has dragged on for almost 7 years. I think this is time for us to end it now.
Thank you very much.
He said the event that will happen in Des Moines will set the tone for the return of the GGAD to GGAA. I don't think it happened. I don't think it happened in Des Moines, but there's still room at the cross for this union for us to reconcile our community.
I like that at the cross. At the cross, I like that. Let me go to before I go to Francis. Let me go to Levi. He came earlier. Levi, what can either say to Bote that can convince him to say, you know what, I'm going to go over? What could she be saying to him? And while you answering that question, I want you to also think about how can we encourage people? In what way can we populate the next convention with all this trouble? Do we envisage a poll convention, or do we envisage a convention that will be well attended by Nigerians, putting all the hurdles, all the animosity behind them? You are on mute yourself. And then somebody is blocking your video. Somebody, I don't know, are we blocking your video?
I'm driving, so.
Okay, then let me go to Francis.
Yeah,
so
I'm driving, so.
Yeah,
Francis. You getting me now?
Yeah, I'm getting you. You want to go? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me go. Yeah. So you asked two good questions, and it kind of got into what I was coming on to say in the first place. So with Botitaya and the rest of the people, not just Boti, but other people who express disappointment in this process, it would just come down to how it is sincerely carry this process out. People want to see the truth. People want to see the actual love that you have for one another in your eyes. Not only going to Botitaya and just kind of saying I reach out and that's it, but being sincere and being open. And people who surround her, she needs to be very, very careful in selecting her ministers around her, because that will speak volume. I know recent time the tone in the community has changed. A few months ago, we were speaking the tone of peace. You're going to bring double show, they'll be talking about fragrance, come on, they will put the thing together. Now it changed down to name calling again. Every time you disagree with them now, they start to call you people who run away, who don't want to be they start that same attitude of usual. Okay. So in order to be a good president at this point, when most of the people are hurt, you need to be really, really sincere. Going down to Boti Tayo and say, Boti, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about grandchildren. Let's get the thing going together. Let me open my arms and open your arm. But it shouldn't be like, I just got to test Boti when Boti say, hey, I'll just move on. We can do it without Boti kind of situation. It won't work because people are looking to see what will happen. On the issue of the convention, same scenario. Grandidians, somebody said it very good earlier. Grandidian, we get angry because of what is happening to us. But then we are watching to see if whether, and either for me, in myself, I think it is a very good person, and Ide has a lot of passion. And then if she matches her passion with what she wants to do very sincerely, I think she'll do really, really well. So if she gets on the floor and people start to see that she's inclusive, she's not waiting or she's not in gavel now and trying to see, this person got to do that, this person got to do that. In fact, I'm the president, this got to happen. If she's not in that shoes, if she's in the seventh willingness to speak to people, I think people will come to that convention in numbers to get this thing done with, because Grenadians looking for solution. And I think that's where we will tilt the whole thing to. I'm a little disappointed in recent time, in the last few days, where her captains are in the game of just calling names. Something happened when the President Double went ahead and he put a picture. He had a breaking news with you put the picture on there, and I just feel, psychologically, when this thing happens, when people are downhearted, you don't propagate on negative news. You won't bring. Let's talk about what Ida would do. Let's promote Ida agenda now. Let's talk about happiness. Let's talk about how Ida going, how the Grand Ida community will come back together, how things will move on. Instead, they trying to open our own wounds. And when you do that, people back up and they start to look and they start to they say vengeance belongs to God, but human being can revenge. And that's, we don't want to happen. So everyone who supports Ide, I want you to please stand with Ide in pushing positivity in our community to bring it back together. And that's how this community will fall into a peaceful dimension that we all want it to go. We all wanted it to go. And Levi said it correctly. There are line of things that people are angry about or people want to see happen correctly. If Ide start to do these things correctly, the next convention will be choke packed. I placed a call to Elaine right after her election, I think the next day. Elaine and I have been talking, we talk over 5 times since this whole saga been going on. We talk every day. I call, she called me back, stuff like that. And Elaine's a good person, like I said, you should have talked to her. She hasn't returned my call yet. I don't know. I called purposely to congratulate her. And my call has not been returned. These kind of, and I'm not taking it anyway personal here, but then you say, okay, I talked to you 4 or 5 days ago. It's pretty cool. Now I call you now as a president to congratulate you. Remember, I'm on the other side. So these are things we need to fix. And I'm hoping she will return my call, and then we'll have a very good conversation how to move this organization forward, to move this community forward as large. And Mr. Jeru, I like your opening statement earlier about nobody wants to sit in the corner there and start to grieve about, I'll be the person who will fight things here and do that. I don't think we'll waste our time on this kind of thing in the community.
Yeah.
If the room is given, we should be able to make change. And that's how I see things. Thank you.
I'll come to you, Bobby, but let me go to Francis. Francis, you've been following from yesterday. I know you have concern from yesterday. You wanted to come on, but it was not time for the phone in. But then, by the time already, you were already gone, apparently. So now we discussed yesterday the fallout from the convention, and today we are discussing the challenges that the new administration will face. First of all, we will see. We say when the Christmas is going to be good, we'll see from the eve the installation program, the induction ceremony, will tell us whether the convention is going to be a very well-attended convention. But what is your take on that? Do you think Edith is going to be barricaded by dissent, and people are going to grandstand and not support her? Or Grandians will say, you know what, it's done. Let's support her. What do you think?
Look, thank you, Mr. Jeru, and let me extend thanks to all of my brothers who are on the line today, who have come to see how best we can amicably find a way out of what we are in today. And it is a sad day for all of us to come to discuss Grand Jury matter every time with confusion right over our head, and we're now wanting to let it go and discuss at what I would say would be like something fruitful for our people back home and for ourselves in the diaspora here. But rather we take the time to discuss confusion. And the first thing I want to say, Mr. Jeru, I do not want you to squarely place the thing on Boti or Otavio's team or Yomote team. It's about all of us as Grandians. It's not about the two people, Everybody is kind of aggrieved. Levi on there. The
two Levi there, anyways.
The two Levi's. The first Levi that spoke supported Edith. He stated clearly, but there are some issues that he disagreed with, and I my very self speak in line with what he disagreed with. We want to resolve this thing, Gibson. There's no one Grandian better than the other. We have brains from Grandian, but yet and still we see ourselves falling down, and we still not realizing that we are going backward. It's sad. And it makes me afraid. Let me be honest with you. I'm afraid to say the truth. I'll be frank with you. It makes me very afraid to say the truth. Because if I come to you and tell you what is true, and you brush me aside only because you think I'm not in your corner, or I'm trying to drift away from your corner, so therefore I will not be seen as a friend and a brother to you, then it scares me again to come and speak. People should stop weaponizing the institution or the media landscape to take side, and we saw side being taken here completely. The convention just ended was a failure. Despite we have a president today, but it was a failure, Gibson. It was a failure financially.
It was in a sense. It was.
It totally 100%. It was a failure. How can you borrow $15,000 and accumulate $17,000 or less than $17,000 with the amount of people that went over there? Just imagine. Okay, it is about time now. It is about time now we think twice and say, you know what? Let's try to solve the mathematics here and see what best we can do. It's not to say, oh, let's go there first and we'll come out to solve it. It's not going to work, man. Either is a friend and sister. Either and I went to school together in Bomi. Okay? Either and I spoke on this issue. And she told me, say, look, Sai, I think let me get there, then I will find a way to resolve the problem. She's a passionate person from what Levi said. I know she's a kind-hearted person. But I'm afraid that her lieutenants, would they allow her to do the piece of job she wants to do? And my clear-cut answer is no. It's a big no.
Who on the team that you think will be headed?
Gibson, our community is divided because there are permanent people who you tell, let go this, they will tell you no. Let Gibson come and sit down under my feet and tell me, say, I'm sorry, or else this won't work. There are people, I'm not going to call names, everybody you think about, the people you think you can regard in this community don't want that to happen. And we need to let go. If we will rise up this community from the stage we are in now, we need to let go and bring every Grandian on board. If that happens, we'll have a vibrant union again. Other than that, I can tell you.
So what do you think Edith can say to Botita, for example? What can she tell Botita? You know what? I know you felt bad. I know you were excluded, but I'm president now. Come and join me. Or is there another way that she can say that?
Yeah. Edith should be telling every Grandian, not only Botita or Otavio's Gamer or how you call it, James Zibote. She should be talking to all of us here. Everybody. And I know she can do that. But my fear here is whether her lieutenants will allow her to do that. She promised to do that. Edith and I spoke. She said I will do everything in my power to bring everybody together. But I'm hoping and praying.
You know, the one thing that we all can say about Edith is she's a person who get around.
Yeah,
And
she's a people-centered person.
you get around. I mean, you call her to a program, she would come there. Even she have differences with you, like me. I mean, she would call me, we'd talk, and stuff like that. But to what extent? To the extent where you are saying that the lieutenants will not let her to do what she wants to do, it makes me worry a little bit because when you are leader, you should take the mantle, not allow other people to lead you when you should be the leader.
You think so, Gibson?
I hope that wouldn't be the case.
Yeah, but I know she's a strong person. Sometimes she do challenge, but I can tell you, I will leave it open as it is. I will leave it open and hope that that happens. Let her cut across. Let her ask everybody from the other side of the aisle to chip in. I think she can call Bobby Tori. She can call Fred Green. She can call Augustine Major. Let her call everybody. Let her call everybody. And I think that will work. Either capable of doing that, and I know she can do that. If she doesn't, then I'm afraid that again the community will stay behind. It is not about her. It is about the community. It is about our people. Gibson, look, there are too many Granadians that are dying back home because we do not even have safe drinking water in the day and age. Our people still drink from the stream. Okay, people still drinking from the stream. They're drinking from stream in Grand Judea. There's no joke about it. Our road conductivity is so bad off. All right, you go deep into Grand Judea. Some kids have not even seen vehicle for the past 15 years. Go to Quebo in Baswan District. Okay,
I haven't seen vehicle.
So what the part? Somebody is asking you, Teresa Bagudo is asking you, how will Edith do that? How is she going to do that?
Can I come a little bit?
So let me see. Why are you thinking about that answer, Bobby? Let me just say this. I personally believe that people should be able to stand for certain things, and I like what you did because for every time we try to not stand for something, we embolden certain actions that we don't want in the future, and we embolden them. Oh, yeah, let's leave it. Let's just. Unfortunately, I'm a former election commissioner, so what I want to do, I can't do it. But I believe that you have a legitimate point, the legal legitimate point. My problem is if we urge Bobby to soften now, if you soften now, is it not possible that something like this in the future can happen? And because they know that somebody will soften, somebody will just say, "You let it go." Is that the way you're thinking about it?
Yeah. Okay. Let me make the clarion call. Gibson, I have limited time. I'm driving. My wife and
Yeah.
I going somewhere, and
I
I won't be long on the phone. Let me make this clarion call. I'm calling on every well-meaning Nigerian. Let's give Edith 90 days. Let's say, oh, you know what? Let it be. Let's see what Edith can do. Let's give Edith 90 days. I'm of the conviction she can unify this union. I'm more sure of that. Let's give her 90 days. Every well-meaning Nigerian, let go. Let's give her 90 days and see what happens. That's my current call to
what do
our
we
brothers
expect
and
in 90
sisters.
days for Edith to do? I mean, realistically. But first of all, she'll be trying in the first 1 month, she'll be trying to put her name on the account and trying to form her cabinet, look for people to be chairperson for standing committee and all of that in the second month. So in 90 days, in my view, I don't know what she can do. I don't know
No,
what.
but Gibson, 90
Mhm.
days doesn't indicate that she will do everything and finish. 90 days can give a call. Either is a workaholic.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay,
when
got you.
Edith start to reach out, our community is not that huge. When she start to reach out to everybody, that call will be made. It will be we all will be aware that Edith is starting something. She have started something and she's doing something. So let's give her that time and see what it looks like. 90 days might be small, but I'm sure she can do something within that 90 days.
All right. Thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mr. Jeru,
Yeah.
Gibson.
Mr.
Okay.
Jeru, just before I forget about the short thing,
Yes. Okay.
somebody said the lieutenants and earlier. Let me just say short into it real quick. somebody and I were talking today, one good friend, and the person supposed to eat it. And I'm not saying this is Edith's idea. It's the person. Maybe it's our friendship. Maybe someone close. They told me, I was telling man, you kind of recommend, say, we're not coming to your convention, man. You need to find a place to sit down your kind of jump around the association. We laugh about it. And then I say, but I haven't, we think
I'm
they will
coming
come
there.
and say,
I'm
when you
coming there.
recognize her, as a president, then she will come. Right now, GGAD are not even recognize her as a president yet. So, this is not for Edith though. I'm not thinking Edith thinking that way. But for me, if I'm galvanizing community and think that GGAA is a mother organization of this great community we need, I would not even wait for invitation to go places like that to show that I want the children of Grand Gita to come back together. And if that guy who and I were talking today, if you really met what he was saying, those are the lieutenants that we were talking about.
Why not call his name? If you want to name and shame him, why don't you call his name?
No, he's my good friend. I'll just leave that
Okay,
answer.
okay, Mr. Jeru,
I mean, you will not do well to say if you introduce
listen,
a toxic idea without linking the idea to the person who bears the idea. That's how the community will get fixed. Because our goal here is to arrive at a point of mutual conception where we will all arrive in harmony and love.
Leave
powerful ideas that will move us forward, not ideas that will take us backward. So if you bring that idea without telling us who the person that gave us that idea, then you're not helping us.
No, absolutely. Leave out. Sometimes some of these things play to confidentiality or question.
Yes.
So if somebody who comes to you and say this and you're trashy, you're talking in camera, and then you come on the public domain and put your name out there, sometimes it ruins confidentiality.
And then the entire discussions have been held in confidentiality and not brought to the public here.
Nobody.
Okay.
Levi.
I'll come. Let Levi make a final comment. Let me make a comment.
Yeah, Levi. What it is sometimes you maybe in and I'm speaking in my therapeutic sense here. In therapy, there's something called you just said it. But you bring out the idea to brush onto things that people can look at and say, you know what, we can dig deeper and find out how these things can work. So even though I'm not bringing out the person's name, the name is not essential in this thing. It's the idea behind it, how people think. Maybe we have 20,000 people think that way. Now that they know tonight that these things have been discussed and we are putting it out there. So there's a way that we can reduce this kind of thinking with the scope of either, lieutenants, and that will help. And you don't need to call names to resolve the situation or to bring the person to justice here tonight to say why you said that to make us to open the discussion.
Let me make a brief.
In the court of cases,
Jeru, can I come here?
Let me make a brief. Bobby, 1 minute, please. Let me make a breach. I know you're not lose your thought. Let me make a breach. Gentlemen, tomorrow, Mr. Iricon is going to be here. On Friday, Mr. James Ubote is going to be here. And so we are going to discuss the post-election. Mr. Ubote wants to speak to certain things and make himself clear that people have accused him of colluding or playing games or something like that. He wants to speak to that. Mr. Kuhn also wants to speak to certain things about the board. He wants to make some clarification. He believes that some of the things that have been said by the board are not true. So Mr. Kuhn is going to be here tomorrow. And Mr. James is going to be here Friday. So the Eminent Council, I believe they will be here on Saturday, but I got to confirm it with them. They are having a meeting tonight, and by Saturday they will be here. Bobby and McCavin, you will continue to be here. I will continue to send you the link, and when these people come, sometimes you help me to ask them questions. I know you guys. They think I'm looking at that. You're like the panelist. Myself, I want to be panelist so I can be able to expand more. See. Okay, Bobby, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, thank you. The gentleman from the state of Iowa, not Iowa, the state of Utah, Mr. Syed, he made a point that I just wanted to go into a little bit. He made a point about lieutenants. As a child coming up, as an early teenager, even though I had a tender age, but I was very curious. Being a leader, it entails a lot. when you are a leader, you have to have that critical thinking skills where you will have what you call deductive reasoning. People come to you and tell you something. Say, listen, your lieutenant come to you and tell you something. That's how being able to make critical decisions, sound decision, that one can make a leader to fail and succeed. Even though I do not endorse EDA, and I feel that her presidency is illegitimate. You know, I'll just give her this advice pro bono. You know, as a engineer.
Pro bono.
Yeah. So the thing is, you know, we're coming up. One of the failure of Samuel Doe was because the people that was in his close entourage, those were the people he took advices from. He listened to people that, you know, I'm not going to say names before other family members get offended here. But if you have a man at Bagbala and you send Bagbala to free zone,
You call him, but you shouldn't call him Nemo.
No. I'm saying in a positive way because I'm talking about those that surrounded, that were close to the door at the time, that will get the last advice before don't make any decision. I'm not going to say the name because most of the advice they get door, they did not lead door to the rightful direction or put door they call it the rightful path. But if you have a man that Bagbala and Bagbala is around and you take Bagbala and send Bagbala in the free zone, what impact will Bagbala have? But yet you surround yourself with people, certain people that only you want to listen to, that you want to throw game away, or people that will say things that are appealing to you. Besides all of that thing, when people come to you and tell you something, you go back in your corner and sit down and see what kind of decision you can make. Either might have the worst decision to make or the worst lieutenant, and it's up to her to see and make decision based on her good judgment, not based on what will please her lieutenant. If she go down that route, she will be a massive failure. First of all, she has a huge hurdle. She has a hurdle to overcome by bringing the community together. Because I can tell you, 75% of the community is agreed. 75% of the community they're not happy with her ascendancy. And she knows that. She knows that. And she's smart enough, she will start making calls around. Where she failed massively right now, the two failures she just exhibited from this show tonight, I'm not even calling Babatore who are yelling all over the place. You didn't exhibit leadership ability. Or people from another organization call you. You have not returned the call. Now you're on your high horses.
And the man going to be the next leader of the GGAA.
So call me like,
I'm going there. I'm going there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
On June 9. So but yeah, in your comment, I go to your previous.
Now I'm not going to get it for since the elections subsided. So you see, but you know, I gave her my blessing. But me, I know I already have my position. I'm not going to go over. I'm not going to go over that. People understand I have a legitimate claim. It's up to her how to run the community in the next 2 years. All we know in the next year will be in Dakota. We have our plans. We'll keep our cars to our chest because what happened? Our cars we didn't keep them to our chest. That's why our plan faltered in Des Moines, Iowa. This time around, we will keep our cars to our chest. And when we get to Iowa, to Dakota, hopefully, our plans will fall.
You keep your cards to your chest. That's a very good one. Now, Octavius, the fact that you were in a race with Edith and Botti and James, you definitely have a fundamental approach to the community's problem, and that approach that led you to want to be president for you to solve a problem. Do you believe that Edith has the same idea or will be able to adapt that same kind of strategy to bring the people that you think you wanted to bring on board?
Can you please repeat your question? The line.
My question is, fundamentally, you have a political difference with all of these people you were in a race with. And you have an approach to bring other people on board. You talk about GGAD, you talk about other people. Do you think Edith will be able to muster the kind of courage and leadership to be able to do what you have been thinking
Yeah.
of doing.
And thank you very much for that brilliant question. And before I answer that question, let me just emphasize what my brother Bobby said, and and it will summarize the whole our president 2 years that she have in office. The people that you surround yourself with is very important, and I've been knowing that throughout my life, throughout my 20 years and my 15 years in business in this country. They are very important one. And that the 2 hours 43 minutes that Mr. Ubute spent with me, he go went straight to what Bobby said. And the Grandians will know that the 2 hours 43 minutes saved the organization. It saved Grandian from shame. It saved our county shame. Because 98 to 99% of the people that sat in my vehicle never wanted Mr. Ubute to give in to Edith Poah. Are you hearing me?
Yeah. The people that sat in your car to Mr. Ubute to give into Edith Poah. I think his internet, it looked like he got
Internet
prepaid
is
internet.
rough. Yeah.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we're hearing you now.
Yeah. So, like I said, 98% of the people that sat in that car never wanted Mr. Ubute. So, it took wars to sit down with him and let him know.
Mr. Gamer, you are breaking in. 98% of the people that sat in your car, they did not, or they wanted for either to give.
They did not want Mr. Ubudi to give in to Edith. That's why he said.
Okay. They never wanted him to say, look, you know what, you will have to turn over. Never. Yeah. And the reason is
Amen.
My man, I hope you not get prepaid internet.
My man, if you're gonna be on my team, you can't be using prepaid internet.
Yeah.
Okay. Let
me know.
Yeah. Yes.
So the thing is, from doing business, that before you disagree, but you have to listen to them, let them speak. And I allow every one of them in the vehicle to talk to the president, to listen. And then after that, let them leave. Remind Mr. Ubute, the former president, that look, this is not about John Brown that just left the vehicle.
I mean, we're not gonna be listening for internet. The internet off, let different people talk.
Okay, so we okay, let me put you for it. I mean, you using your phone internet.
Internet. You better get no fucking.
You're gonna be president, or you're gonna be using internet all the time.
I'm sorry. I in one of my rental property. That's the problem.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, let me just make this quick. And Bobby said it quick. I mean, Bobby said it right. That it will come down to Edith Poah. Yeah, all the negative things. Don't call Bobby. Don't call this. Don't call this. Don't talk to this. This person did not support you. It will come down to Edith Poah to accept that, to make that decision. Because every voice that was in Mr. Upote's ear say, look, Octavius, I'm in your vehicle, I'm not listening to you. But he chooses to do the right thing. I keep reminding him that you and I in this car. Please, if Mr. Upote was not there, leaving the scene. I was more concerned about his protection. To say, look, I'm here. Please do the right thing. Let's go in there. That's why I make that speech that he gave very short. So I'm just saying this. Look, based on the campaign I ran against president, 85% of the women. People that make the organization. People that make the organization. And my job now, as that ran against her, my job now is to do what? To make sure that this organization, to make sure that Mr. Poah deliver, to make sure that Mr. Poah and her team succeed. So my job, whether she call me or not, is to go back to my women, is to go back to Grenadians women that I know they listen to me. Is to appeal to them that look, it's not about Mr. Poah, it's not about me, it's about our county, it's about our organization, it's about Grenadians. So I'm begging you, whether you disagree with her, join her, come on board, support her. She don't need to call you. She don't need to call people like me. And you asked about Bodie before I paused. Bodie qualified. So there's no need. You know, you should accept it and move on as a leader. You were not qualified by the same book. By our constitution. No different than Bobby. I want you to understand that this is not about a single individual. Our county. It's about our people. It's about our name, our image out there. So everyone should come, put hands around Mr. Poah and Isaac to make sure that Grenadians, that Grenada County, that people look at us different. And I will do everything in my power to make sure that she have a successful 2 years, because that will be the only 2 years that she leave the organization.
Thank you very much. Guys, it's about an hour and almost 30 minutes. So we will call this a day, but I can't leave without getting your final comments on the challenges that Edith face and how can we make the next convention a populous convention. How can we encourage people to come to the next convention? Bobby, you want to go? And Mr. Cohen is coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bobby and Levi,
Oh.
you will be more of a question. I don't know. You guys, I want you to put a show on. You guys just handle it, and I'll be in the background. I want to be panelist too, because if I'm not panelist, I can't say nothing. Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, so again, I want to thank everybody that listening on here tonight. You know, as I said previously, that we should do everything in our powers, you know, to make this organization better. I want people to understand my position stays the same, and I'm not going to be deliberating on that from show to show. I've made my case. Nigeria knows. They know the way Edith ascended to power. If she thinks it's okay, I think people should give her respect her and give her the time. That should go about her business. That's her call to make the right run. I'm not going to be running after her here and there. All I can do is to look forward and see how I can curb or how I can be this woman. I can bring this woman presidency to a full stop, because I do feel as Grenadian is an embarrassment for us to have an illegitimate president moving around or the country or going to other entities and acting as our leader. I just feel it's a disservice to the children, people that respect the rule of law. So I for one feel it's not the right thing. All we can do is to see how we can put our efforts out here or I don't know, North Dakota, how we can bring about changes that will not allow this kind of thing that happen in Iowa to ever happen. How we can bring a full stop to this goal. How we can implement our newly drafted constitution. Because I feel the particular constitution now is our only way out. It's our only way out of all this trouble. It's our only way out of the pain that this particular book have inflicted on us for years upon years. That is our way out. You know, Edith has the opportunity to bring this community together. It is up to her how she wants to go about it. If she change by staying in her corner and not recognizing certain individual or not calling certain individual or staying on her high horses, that is up to her. But as a Grenadian, I will again give her my advice pro bono. I think it will be a wise decision to start reaching out to people, reach out to other entities, go to other places. You recognize the people. These are the simple recognize you. GGAA convention is coming up shortly. If I were in your position, I will be the first part. I will be getting my ticket ready to go over there. Or people that I agree, I will find a way when they do the art when the tension comes down, call them to see how you guys can work together. That is my advice to her, and I wish her the best during her legitimate period. Thank you.
You think she's going to listen to you?
My brother, they here are free. You have to either to take it or not.
Free advice, eh? So whether she has the right to take it or not to take it. But I believe they will listen to this broadcast here, and then they will be able to take cue from them. You know, when everybody is saying something, it look like there's some importance to it. But Levi, what's your final comment?
Yeah, Mr. Jerry, I think
before my nephew come in, you know, Mr. Yubote should start going around trying to bring a picture. Mr. Yubote did not control this particular convention. And when the last time I saw him, when we went there during the election that day, and I see him trying to, and you doing arms today, I was so annoyed. He had complete control. They take him, he let the ball out of his hand. He should start going around. I think it's about time that he take the back seat. Because you see, for me, I don't have patience for people, for weak people. I don't have patience for weak leader. He have total control. We had a team well planned out. He went over there. The people, they outmaneuver him. They outweighted him. And for him to be going around trying to say something less not there, it was just a waste of time. So he just for the sake of peace, he got to sit in the back, and whatever he got for the grand jury, turn it over, let the community move on. Because I don't have empathy for no weak individual. That is my say for tonight.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, we have indulged in discussions about what went wrong, what were the factors that precipitated all of those wrongs. And I think I have done so sufficiently. I'm not here any longer to entertain such views. I'm out here to query surrogates, or at least to engage in what Dr. King will call the cooling off, because I think the end justifies the means.
Mm-hmm.
And where we are right now, like I feel, the relationship between what we are talking about can be akin to the relationship between an advisor and an advisee relationship. The advisor comes and says, Mr. Advisor, if you want to go to Grand Judah, here are the options. If you want to fly, here's the obstacle. If you want to drive, here's the obstacle. And the advisee will now have to make the ultimate decision as to which to go, how to go about it. In the matter of reconciliation that we are all asking for, it's not a one-token matter. It does not only rest on the shoulder of Edith Poah. We as Benjamins must be willing to reconcile our differences as well. We must see that this union is bigger than any one of us. So if we are looking forward to being reconciled to by Madam Poah, we must also act in a way that's reconcilable. She comes to you and says, "Oh, my man, I'm going to come up and join." You say you want to do it. She cannot force you beyond your willingness, to get involved. You as a Grenadian must see yourself as a viable member who has interest in the survivability of this union, and sacrifice your pride, your political interest to make this thing work. Then when your time comes, then you get to reap the benefit of it. So for me, if you ask Edith today, she'll tell you that I am a critical supporter of hers. I compare her to apologize on the print of our show. I don't follow people blindly. But to the extent that we are asking her to reconcile the community and lead, we, the Grenadians, must be willing to be alongside ourselves. And we should not be labeling people there as either lieutenants and coming here to say things that they may have said or did not say without accounting for who those lieutenants may have been. But propaganda is a machinery that have been used in this community before, and I see it still being used. Edith Poah, let Edith Poah be judged based on her own actions and not the action of anybody who was any so-called lieutenant or anybody who supported her or whatsoever. GGAA for me, it is my proudest distinction I can ever be to be a crewman. And I will not rest, I will take no bastard anybody in making sure that this didn't work. We are here in numbers. If we're paying $1 every day, we'll be able to start the road project from Genji there, you know, to ease the body on our people. But when we come and meet, the thing that is the foremost evident is the venom, the hatred, the aggression, and the anger. Plato said that in every society, there are stratification, so that we have the low level people who are servants, the security guards, and the people he called the philosopher kings. But in GGAA, our so-called intellectuals, instead of thinking thoughts, they want to beat their chest for militancy, and agitation. Until we weaken our position to bring ideas to the community that the community will benefit from, we will be lost. So I want to close on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Yoma. Your final words. You're on mute. Nobody hearing you, bro.
Who's talking at Rahim? We can hear you.
The message you're talking about, we can hear him. I think today it's not easy. I hope it's not in your. No, it's
the AirPods, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's in the AirPods. But you know what? We're coming back tomorrow. So if you're
speaking enough, so that be so.
Yeah, you're speaking enough. So thank you very much. All right, guys, thank you very much, and I appreciate you coming here today. All right. Okay, thank you very much, guys, and I appreciate all of you for coming on the show. Tomorrow we will have Mr. Ericon is going to come here to talk to us about the things that happen at the convention, what the process of the board function, everything that he knows. He said he's coming here. He will want to have his document with him so that when people ask him questions, he will refer to documents. So, which is something that we want. And Mr. Jim, you both called me, and I invited him to come. He will be here on Friday. Now we have begun to broadcast it once again. That means we will provide the platform for all of you to participate. Nobody is the owner of this platform. You are the viewers. You are the owner of this platform, and I will always respect you. And I want you to respect my guests at all times, even if you differ with them, even if you don't like what they do. Please, when they come here, just show them the respect. Lydia Doe Harris, I tried calling you to see if you are not fake or you are fake. You turned my phone off, and the second one you didn't pick up. I see your page. It don't look kind of organized for someone who has been on Facebook, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to exchange views here. I don't want to kick you out. I want you, when you come here, you argue the case, you argue the issue, and not the personality. So that way we will be able to maintain the civility that we want. I want to say thank you very much, and I will leave this music with you. Let me play this song for all of you.
I'm
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and that's how we end tonight broadcast. Tomorrow I will be here with Mr. Ericon and my panelist, and we'll also have Mr. Jimmy Butti here on Friday, and hopefully on Saturday we'll have members of the Eminent Council here present. We have begun the broadcast again. Quality broadcasting, objectivity, responsibility, professionalism is again coming into the process. So I want you to participate. Don't feel weak. Always come here and exchange your view. Thank you very much. Bye-bye for me tonight.